Yellow. Finally continuing the game, and I hope that it actually functions well this time, goes through the stream right. Not missing frames. I did turn down the bitrate, so hopefully that helped. We'll see. I didn't even connect the game to the thing. Hold up. Hellos. Let me connect, tell me why. It should work. Connection in progress. Did it work? Yes. Good. I like the little walking animation they got down there. Wait, isn't that how they drew on their little, childhood drawings? That could be why.
Look how small these beds are. They're so little. Yeah. Whenever we asked for a TV, she'd just bring home a big stack of books.
I think she did us a favor with that one.
We may not agree when we start digging into the HBO back catalog.
We'll see. Wow. Some of our old toys to make our grapes.
Tyler, do you copy? If we don't move fast, this whole thing is going to melt. Do you copy?
I wish I could crouch.
Gonna get this thing moving soon. Don't want the bad hunter to catch us. Over.
The Mad Hunter. Oh, he still gives me the creeps. I
Hmm.
wish I could forget about him.
You know, if there's one thing we gotta get Marianne, it's that she let us explore our artistic side. Yeah, I bet Uncle Eddie didn't appreciate her artistic touch. So much for my dream of being a hockey star.
Hmm.
How did you convince me to let you put this up?
Protect oceans, or they'll try to leave. Yeah.
Hey, the post where we sent ourselves from Juno. What?
I always think of the song when I see Tell Me Why. Me too. I always think of that. I'm trying to remember who that spot... isn't it the Backstreet Boys? That little drawing. Wow. I already looked at that. I think I got everything in this room. Everything that'll allow me to click. Go! Move! 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 Get out of my way! Siblings always getting in your way. I'm trying to remember how to do this.
Probably in Marianne's room. I should go check.
I don't remember what button. There it is. Wait.
Finally caught the hag. His furious voice could be heard throughout the forest. For your wickedness, you will be eternally bound to the lake. What? No way. Quiet, let me finish. You will no longer be allowed to leave. Not even under a full moon. The moon hag was imprisoned in the lake, and she never again tried to escape.
Hmm.
What do you think? Not bad, right? I guess that's okay. But I would have changed the end. What? No way.
Hmm.
I totally forgot about him.
That's because it was dangerous to mention his name. He was too powerful.
I love how related they look, because they are. really well modeled.
Where'd you come from?
What does it say? A tale of something swords. I can't read. Why do you just... Please? Can I please get by you? God dang. Is there nothing else? Please follow me. Yes. It's a photo?
Best mom. You think we ever really believed that? Or we just trying to make her happy?
Either way, it wasn't true.
Is that corn in a can? What is that?
What's she going to do with all these jars? She tried everything to convince me.
Well, not everything.
What was that? I think the game glitched when I got too close to her. What did he just do when she got too close?
Guess we never had time to complete the collection.
These came out of one of the prize machines at Rebecca's store, right?
Yeah, you'd slide the quarters inside on the little tray, and then magic, out pops a sticker.
I think Flex is my favorite. Yeah, Flex is my favorite. And yes, I did play DBD last night. Didn't I already look at the... Didn't I already look at this room? I did, right before I went upstairs. So what else am I supposed to do? I think...
Hold up.
What?
Remember this?
Unfortunately,
You must solve my riddle to earn the right to enter the princess's sanctum.
nothing a good hard shove won't take care of.
I mean, yes, we could brute force it, but it might be kind of fun to finally solve it, right?
We have different definitions of the word fun.
Okay, well, if we break it, we're just gonna have to fix it for the sale. So let's at least try not to. You have a book of goblins?
Yep.
Hand it over.
What are you looking for?
The image on the door. It's making me think of a story from the book. One that Mary Ann wrote.
You have a way better memory than me,
Well, Book of Goblins was my creation.
and you'll never let anyone forget it.
Here it is. The one about the princess's party. Give it a read. I think the symbols may represent something in the story.
First those memories, now storybook puzzles.
Mm.
What a weird day.
What a weird childhood.
Touche.
The other day I played DBD for 8 hours. P3 my Jake before the update. Oh, amazing. I was tempted to Prestige 3 my David, but I didn't feel like playing it the night before.
Are you sure you're gonna be able to crack it?
I'm not stupid.
I'll be fine. I'm not stupid, you know.
Sorry. Forgot I was talking to a puzzle master.
Okay. Book of Goblins. So, what am I looking at here? What are these? don't know exactly what I'm looking at. The moose teaches the goblins, once upon a time in a deep and ancient forest, the crafty goblins were hungry. This wasn't unusual. The goblins were always hungry, but today they were particularly hungry. They opened the wise princess's cupboards to look for a snack, and all she had was a small pile of nuts and berries and just one strip of dried fish. The goblins grabbed it all and gobbled it up, but they were still hungry. They went out into the woods to look for more meat. First, they dropped by the small pond. The big frog was asleep. Hold on. Getting a knock at the door. Hold on. Okay, it was just some guy on one of those, like, Segway scooters or whatever. Yeah, what do you call them? Not Segway. Swagway? I don't know what they're called. They're the stupid, like, little, two-wheeled, scooters that don't have a shaft going up the middle. It's just, like, scooter down at the bottom. That's what he had, and he had like a little tablet. He must have been going around, I don't know, asking questions. I'm not answering that door. Yeah, he just left. Okay. So back to the game. Okay, back to the Book of Goblins. Where did I leave off? They went out to the woods to look for more meat. First, they dropped by the small pond. The big frog was asleep, and beside the pond was a pile of insects she had caught for editing at... oh my god. Hoverboard? Yeah, I guess that's what you could call. The goblins crept up... wait, what? What the fuck? The big frog was asleep, and beside the pond was a pile of insects she had caught for eating after she woke up. I can't believe I misread eating as editing. If that doesn't say I'm a content creator. The goblins crept up to the pile, carefully not to wake the big frog. As they got close, she ribbited loudly, and they froze. But the big frog kept sleeping, so they grabbed up the pile of insects and gobbled it up. But they were still hungry. As they crept back into the woods, they found the stalwart moose watching them. Did you just steal the big frog's food? The goblins tried not to look guilty, but failed. She said we could have them, they cried. Oh, really? Asked the moose. Let's ask her. So Moose woke up to Big Frog. Wait, oh my god. So Moose woke up Big Frog Did you say the goblins could have your food? The big frog looked at the goblins, who she knew were always hungry, and nodded. Yes, I did. Really? Asked the moose, surprised. Frog nodded, and the moose sighed. All right, then, he said. And he had let the goblins go. Their next stop was the river. They watched as Old Bear swiped at a leaping salmon, catching it deftly in his large paws. He lay it out upon the rock and left it to dry. Lumbering into the woods to seek out some berries, the crafty goblins crept up to the rock, carefully in case Old Bear returned. They reached the rocks, grabbed the salmon, and gobbled it up. But they were still hungry. As they crept back into the woods, the stalwart moose was once again waiting for them. Are you going to tell me Old Bear said you could have that? Yes, replied the goblins. Old Bear ambled up at that moment, and Moose asked him, Did you leave that fish for the goblins? Old Bear looked at the goblins, who he knew were always hungry, and nodded. I did, he said. Really? Asked the moose. Really, said the Old Bear. After Moose left, Old Bear said to the goblins, Be sure to tell the princess I was kind to you, and don't steal my fish again. The goblins, still hungry, went out looking for one more meal. They crept up to the mangy muskrat's lodge and began to climb inside when they were dragged right back out. The stalwart moose dangled them by the seats of their pants and said, Now, I know Mangy Muskrat didn't tell you that you could eat his food, because he blames you for his coat being ruined. Besides, he barely has enough for himself, and doesn't share with anyone. The goblins began to protest, but he shook his head. He set the goblins down and said, Come with me. The goblins followed the stalwart moose to a part of the river where it ran slow enough for them to walk into it safely. He gave them each a fishing line and said, I'm going to teach you to fish, so that when you are hungry, you do not need to steal from the animals of the forest. It will be hard to work, but it will be honest. Wait, it will be hard work, but it will be honest. Wait, it's hard work. Wait, no, hold on. What was that meme? It's hard work, but it's honest. I don't remember what meme that was. The crafty goblins were not against working hard. They were just hungry. So, they listened to Moose, and soon pulled wiggling fish out of the river. They ate them up, and finally they were no longer hungry. And that is how the stalwart Moose came to teach the crafty goblins to fish. Okay. Wait, are these all different stories? I need to go back. Yeah, this is the same story. Okay, so just go to this one. I think this one's a new one. The Mad Hunter gets his hand back. Did I miss anything in the chat while I was reading? Buffer hell. I'm getting a lot of buffering, too, on my end. Buffer hell. Stop it! Stop it right now. Oh my god, I got a notification I don't want. I got a notification I do not want. Okay. Anyway, the Mad Hunter gets his hand back. Once upon a time, in a deep and cold lake near the ancient forest, there lived an old seal who was a powerful witch. After angering the Ice King, every time I hear Ice King, I think of Ice King from Adventure Time. Is your end done buffering? She had been bound to the lake, allowed only to venture out when the moon was full, and only looking like the hag she truly was. For years she dreamed of vengeance, all alone within the deep lake among the corpses of her many previous victims. One night, she woke to see a black and hooded silhouette clawing to reach a beautiful gown full of stone. The human had delved far deeper into the lake than any land dweller should have been able to go. His tenacity and ferociousness impressed the moon hag, and she decided he would be wasted in her statuary of corpses. She used her magic to enspell him, allowing him to breathe underwater, but also binding him to her service. "You," she said, "will you be the instrument of my release and my revenge? For you and I together will kill the Ice King." The moon hag had never heard of the Mad Hunter, and she did not know the power he wielded. She could only tell him he was a hunter. She could only tell he was a hunter, and her lust for revenge blinded her for the threat he posed. She gifted him a hand of ice, which was not as nimble as a hand of flesh, but allowed him to serve her better than no hand at all. I'm getting buffering again. This is something. Why are you giving me buffering? I don't know what's been up with the internet lately. Okay, well, going back into the stream helped. The moon hag spent years devising the perfect plan to kill the Ice King, and years more moving all the pieces into place to execute it. In the meantime, the Mad Hunter served her, guarding her chest of treasures and plotting his own plots. Finally, everything was prepared. The full moon rose, and the moon hag stepped on land, giddy at the thought she would never have to leave again if it did not please her. She brought the Mad Hunter to his post, a jagged peak of ice and stone from which he would lose the arrow that would slay the Ice King. Before she could go, he put forward the proposal. "Moon hag," said the Mad Hunter, if you grow back my missing hand, I would be certain to hit the Ice King with my arrow. We will have only one shot, and I would hate to miss. You're a powerful witch, so you'll be able to craft ties to bind me to this place that I cannot break." The moon hag considered it. "All right, I will grow back your hand, and then bind you here with ties that will not break." She cast a spell, and the Mad Hatter's hand of ice was replaced with a hand of flesh. As the witch left to complete the next start of her plan, the Mad Hunter grinned wickedly in the moonlight. After a short time, the moon hag returned, luring the Ice King into the Mad Hunter's line of sight. "What is this about, moon hag?" asked the Ice King. Many a long year have you bound me to the lake," said the moon hag. "Many a long year have I been alone in the dark. That ends tonight." She cast a powerful spell that made the Ice King slow to react, and then gave the signal. "Mad Hunter," she cried, "let your arrow fly." Nothing happened. She twitched nervously. "Mad Hunter," she growled, "let your arrow fly." Still nothing happened. The Ice King, meanwhile, was striding toward her, slow but furious. The moon hag fled, running first to the jagged peak of ice and stone where her servant should have waited. But the peak was empty. The ties had been broken, and the Mad Hunter was gone. For in the end, he was the more powerful of the two, especially once he had two hands. When the Ice King finally caught the hag, his furious voice could be heard throughout the forest. "For your wickedness, you will be eternally bound to the lake. You will no longer be allowed to leave, not even under a full moon." The moon hag was imprisoned in the lake, and she never again tried to escape. And this is how the Mad Hunter escaped the moon hag, and how he got his left hand back. Okay? Boop. Okay, I'm not getting any more buffering yet. Okay. Oh, so I think, wait, it's supposed to be in the order of... Okay, so... Which one came first? There was no duck in that story, I don't think. The first story... No, the frog came first. So put the frog at the top. Bear came second. Was it the muskrat or the moose? Does the moose count?
Do you think you're any closer to an answer?
I need more time.
I still need more time.
I think I know how.
And I'm here if you want to brainstorm.
Okay, I think it's this one. I need the muskrat.
Do you think you're any closer to an answer?
No. I need some help.
I think I need some help.
Okay, let's think this through.
Okay. Where do we start?
The Book of Goblins. Let's read the story about the princess's party.
Okay. The princess's party? Oh, wait, there's a lot more than what I thought. I was reading stuff that I probably didn't need. Oh, wait, frog? Bear. Wait, is that a bear? Yeah, that's a bear. Beaver. Okay, well, here's the party. The princess's party. Once upon a time, in a deep and ancient forest, the princess was melancholy because it was the 1-year anniversary of when she had run away from home. Sensing her sadness, her forest friends showed up at her door. They were headed by the pelican. What is that word? And organized by the moose. Stalwart and farsighted. The old bear was there with his claws so sharp, as well as the big frog, prattling away. Even the hasty muskrat, who mostly came out of night, had come. The bear invited her to ride on his back, promising no wolf would harry her path, and then the animals led her to a fairy glen. When a fabulous party had been prepared, there was a buffet of seafood, and the pelican had served from her never-emptying beak. The air was filled with winking fairy lights. The moose had arranged after clouds filled the sky. The gregarious... Oh my god, I can't read. Gregarious frog mixed up fizzling drinks only the muskrat had done. Nothing in particular, mooching off everyone else's hard work. The princess had a very good time at her party, a good time that she forgot to say thank you to any of her friends. Noticing this, the fairies devised a bit of mischief. When the princess went to open her gifts, she had 3 identical boxes at the edge of the glen. Puzzled, she turned back and gasped. The entire party had vanished. Because you have taken your friends for granted, called the naughty fairies, we have hidden them from you, but we like games. Guess who has given you each of these presents, and you'll get your friends back. The princess opened the first box. Inside there was a torch, which, when lit, revealed the truth. Said the princess. Someone wants to make sure I don't get lost in the woods when it's dark, and that I always see right from wrong. Which of my friends would give me a gift like that? She opened the second box. Inside there was a magic sword, which would leap right out of the bearer's hands to defend them. Said the princess. Someone wants to make sure I'm protected when I'm ever under threat. Which of my friends would give me a gift like that? She opened the third box. Inside there was a bag of coins that always provided money if it was for something the bearer truly needed. Said the princess. Someone wants to make sure I have money to buy food when I am hungry, and clothes when I'm cold. Which of my friends would give me a gift like that? The princess thought about her friends, and then she smiled certainly. Fairies, she said. I may have been thoughtless, but I appreciate all that my friends have given to me and all that they have done for me. She gave her answers, and the vexed fairies were forced to restore the party in a flash of colorful light. One by one, she gave the animals a hug and thanked them for the presents, the party, and all they had done to help since she moved into the forest. And that is how the princess celebrated the first anniversary in the woods. Okay.
You think you're any closer to an answer?
I think I need some help.
Okay, let's think this through.
Okay. Where do we start?
The Book of Goblins. Let's read the story about the princess's party.
Okay, well, the princess's party I already just read. What could I be missing? Maybe do I need to read the book in order to know, or can I look at the cover? So, Maybe it's, it's a pelican. Moose? Bear. Okay. Pelican, moose, bear. I thought that was a duck.
Do you think you're any closer to
No!
the answer?
I still need more time.
All right, but I'm here if you want to brainstorm.
Okay. Where do we start?
Hmm.
We've got lots. Let's read the story about the queen.
Am I just supposed to... Hold on a minute. Open.
Oh, I think I'm just gonna force this open.
You sure? We're not in a rush. We'll have to fix it.
Alright, one more try.
Let me try one more time. So I know it's pelican, moose, bear, right? Watch, I'm here.
You sure you're done?
I'm breaking down this door. I suck at puzzles. Break down the door.
So much for the fairy tale mood.
Whatever. We're not 10 anymore.
She spent so much time making those elaborate games and worlds for us.
Yeah,
Hmm.
enough that she lost her grip on reality.
So, where do you think we should start looking?
Where in this mess would she stash someone else's personal thoughts? Sewing lessons were the absolute worst.
She made all our clothes. I'm sure she needed the help. And I, for one, am happy I can fix a torn suit. So she was standing there, spying through the window, drawing up Daddy's face.
Trying to find where that memory is.
She and Tessa were best friends. Until suddenly they weren't. Wonder what happened.
Either Tessa got sick of Marianne's moods, or
Hmm.
Marianne got sick of Tessa's judgment.
Straight in the trash?
No, but we could sell it on the internet.
Hmm.
True. Maybe we could sell it to the guy who collects John Wayne Gacy's clown paintings.
Where's that memory coming from?
I tried to read this one. I can never figure out the order of the chapters, though.
Didn't the author go insane or something? No wonder Marianne liked it.
Hmm. A stuffed animal up there. Wait, did I even click that?
Sewing lessons were the absolute worst.
She made all our clothes. I'm sure she needed the help. And I, for one, am happy I can fix a torn sink.
It's here. I knew it. I fucking knew it.
Hmm.
Do you think she read it?
Of course. She was nosy as hell.
Ooh.
Tyler,
What?
look.
What? Where did you find that?
It was on her desk with her papers.
Seriously? Are you fucking kidding me?
Look, we gotta be really careful not to overthink this.
It doesn't make any sense. She was mad, right? She was mad I cut my hair. She attacked me because I cut my hair.
She was mad and she attacked you. We both saw it.
Then what is this shit?
I don't know. I don't know. Tyler, come here.
A bug bit your face, and now you have an annoying bug bite. I swear, once I had like a mosquito bite or something on my eyelid.
Well, that was your first mistake. Thinking the world made any kind of sense. Ten years in the grave, and she's still finding new ways to piss us off.
Mmm.
Yeah. I think I need some air.
Mmm. I'd need some air too, buddy. Is it still buffer hell right now? Am I still getting buffer hell? Is that the end of the chapter? That would feel like the end of the chapter. We'll see. Oh.
Are you really, really sure? I am. Do it.
There was a memory in that room that I didn't find.
Okay,
I was trying to find it.
here we go. Whoa. Is it all gone? Yeah. It looks amazing. Really? Yeah. I can't wait to show Mom. She's been so sad lately. More than sad. She's been scary. Yeah, but not tonight though. It was almost like a party. Thank you, Allison. You don't have to thank me. You're my sister. I feel more like your brother. Brother, sister, we look out for each other. But I'm pretty sure I just gave you a really bad haircut.
Mm-hmm.
Mom? Mom?
Squeak. It's fine for you? Okay. Take me out to the back of the shed and it's scary. Oh boy.
Mom?
Oh!
Oh no. No, no, no. This is wrong. This is so wrong.
Oh, this is the night she tried to kill.
Wait! Stop!
I still love that design on the back of his jacket.
Glad we found your diary.
Me too.
I guess she was trying to figure out where you were at.
Yeah, well, she should have asked. It wasn't some goddamn research project. I was her child.
About the book.
Raising your transgender child.
Hmm.
Do you even know how rare these books were in 2005? Was she trying to figure out how to support me?
Maybe.
Which she wasn't trying. She never.
It doesn't make sense. I know. You cutting your hair was what set her off, right?
Allison, she read my diary. She already knew. It wasn't my hair. And if we were wrong about that,
You think she read it. It's possible she never even opened the diary, and that things are exactly like we always thought they were.
but if she did and they aren't,
God, Tyler. Sure. I mean, we could have been wrong. But what good does it do to ask the question now?
you mean other than not having to live with the thought that my mom tried to kill me for being me?
Tyler, I know you want there to be something to find. Something that'll make it all make sense. But she was unhinged.
So that's it then. She was crazy. Nothing else to say.
I think we'd be better off if we tried to move on.
Why don't we talk to a few people who knew her? See if that book makes any sense to them.
People don't want to talk about Marianne.
Hmm.
Pretend like that night never happened.
What about Tessa? She was Marianne's closest friend. Let's ask her about it.
Sure. I'll warn you, she's particularly touchy about this subject.
Well, maybe she'll talk to me.
I'm looking at every possible angle.
Operative word was. I need to go by the store anyway. To get a few things for the repairs.
Great. 2 seagulls, 1 stale hunk of bread.
I'm not sure I like that analogy.
Listen, I know you don't want to keep talking about this.
But you're obviously not going to be satisfied until we do. So let's talk.
Hmm.
So, do we have a plan?
Yep. We ask around about Marianne, but we also stick to our repair schedule.
That's really what you need. Alright, deal. Almost done. It's been a long time since I heard that name.
Hmm.
Was I the only one who ever called you that?
Actually, no. I used it at Fireweed for a while, until I settled on Tyler. Most people were pretty chill about the switch. Not everyone, though.
What do you mean?
I had a mentee who refused to call me Tyler. He didn't want my help. He didn't want anyone's help.
I'm sorry. I like the name Tyler.
Okay. Mom and Allison argued again. At least I'm not the only one Mom is screaming at now. Mom almost seems jealous we didn't tell her that we were planning to what we were planning to do in the forest. Allie thinks we should tell her about our voice. I think she knows already. Mom seemed really upset when I asked to join the hockey team. Like it's wrong for me to play a boys' sport. I'm going to keep asking. I will try again next week. She said no, again. I'm so mad at her. Why does she always say no? Why doesn't she ever let me do what I want to do? Allison and I started writing a story. Well, Allison did. She didn't like it when I tried to change anything. Why can't one of the goblins be a boy goblin? Huh. Whoop. Saw Star Wars yesterday at Bobby's place. Luke was so great, but Mom found out we watched it and got so mad. She said it glorified war. Zion. Saturday, February 5th of 2005. Would Mom be happier if I could do what she wanted me to do? When she looks at me, she just doesn't see me. I wish I could show her. I wish I could make her understand. I think she doesn't want to. Allison told me again that it was my fault Mom got angry at us. She is such a suck-up. Mom's barely said anything to us in a few days. Allie said she saw her throwing away pages from the Book of Goblins. Do this, do that. I'm sick of her voice, and I'm sick of that dumb name, too. I'm Ollie, the goblin. Little goblin.
Nice ring. Gift from your boyfriend?
Come on. I told you I'm not with anyone right now. Don't rub it in.
Why does it look familiar?
It
Huh.
was a gift from Eddie. He had them both made at the same time.
Both? Oh, great.
Yeah. This ring was supposed to be linked to the one he gave you in a spiritual way.
Do you believe in all that?
You mean, do I believe he could be linked in some other metaphysical way? You know, other than the one that already lets us share thoughts and memories.
Fair enough.
Am I done? Am I completely done with the book?
I forgot how beautiful it is.
Oh.
Remember that time we tried to cross the lake after it froze over?
Oh yeah, how can I forget? Miriam lectured us for an hour.
Well, she wasn't wrong. It was really dangerous. If we'd fallen in, no more goblins.
We grew up on this lake. We know how to stop venom.
Alright. I think that's enough time to join the
I wasn't gonna say anything, but
Yeah, I know. I was the one all eager to go, and I started waxing poetic about the landscape.
go ahead. I'll catch up. Need to respond to a message.
Oh, my sister. Social butterfly.
Seems we got a trespasser.
What the fuck?
You got 5 seconds to talk me into defending my property.
Your property?
5, 4,
I'm Tyler.
don't know any Tylers. 3, 2,
Sam!
Ellie? What are you doing out here, girl?
This is our house.
Was I talking to you?
Sam, put the gun down. This is Tyler. My brother.
Brother?
Uh-oh.
Oh, shit. Huh. I guess I heard about all that, but I never... Damn. You look like a real man.
Because he is one.
Didn't know they could make a woman look almost like a man.
Not a woman who looks like a man, Sam. A man. A real man, just like you.
Oh, shit. Guess I'm the asshole again. You gotta excuse us old guys.
I really don't.
Excuses can only go so far.
The rules. You can't expect us to keep up.
Just respect the people are who they say they are. It's not hard.
No, it ain't hard, but it just takes some getting used to.
We'll get used to it, because we aren't going anywhere. So, what are you doing here exactly?
Oh, well, yeah. I've been kind of keeping an eye on this place for it, you know. Patching the roof, checking pipes, and all that stuff.
Thank you, Sam.
Oh, yeah, that's no big deal. You know, your mama, she was a special lady. She deserved much better than, you know, what she got.
Didn't you used to help Mary Ann with repairs and building projects?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, seeing as your mom never had a man around, I took it on myself to help her keep this place standing.
How antiquated. Nothing.
You might go and record more Stray. Yeah, I was planning on getting off soon anyway. I gotta get lunch before work.
Sell the place?
Plan. Which, by the way, you need your keys.
Since apparently you went and changed the locks.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. But, selling your mother's house? Are you sure? Bad, good. It's all you've got left of her.
Funny. Don't remember asking for your opinion on the subject.
Tyler!
What?
What Tyler means is, a fresh start is what we both need.
Of course. This place has got to be full of all kinds of bad memories. But maybe some good ones, too.
How well did you know her?
Not as well as I thought. When I heard what happened that night, I figured people were bullshitting me.
It really surprised you, didn't it?
Much as anything ever has. Other folks said they saw it coming. Not me.
We should get going.
That's all you think we'll get out of him.
Fine, I'll ask more.
I guess I could answer a few more questions.
Okay.
Did you help with her door?
Her door?
The puzzle on her bedroom door.
Oh. Oh, yeah. Yeah, you two kept sneaking in, giving her no privacy, huh? You ever solve it?
Ow, ow, ow.
No. We're all done with fairy tales.
No. After what you two been through, makes sense. too?
Yes.
Oh. Alright.
Mm.
We should get going.
That's all you think we'll get out of him?
He's too wasted to be of anywhere help.
I'll tell him to get a move on. Well, we've got a supply run to make, and Uncle Eddie's expecting a visit. So,
Right. Yeah, of course.
Mm.
Get going, you two.
Sam, we all gotta get going.
Oh. Yeah, of course. Of course, yeah, I got lots to do myself. Lots of to-dos on old Sam's list. And you don't want to keep Brown waiting, you know?
Thanks for looking out for this place.
Happy to do it.
The way his beard clips through the jacket.
If you need anything at all. You hear?
Sam? Sam?
Huh.
The keys?
Oh, yeah. Of course. Of course. Yeah, they're yours. This place, it meant a lot to your mother. It almost felt like it was a part of her. It's like some part of her is alive here still.
Hopefully the house doesn't turn out to be a murderous psycho that tries to kill us in our sleep, huh?
Yeah. Well, take care of yourself. Both of you.
Hey, Sam. We really do have a lot to do.
Okay, go on. I'll be right behind you.
Okay. Hmm. It's gotta be the end of chapter 1, right? Well, after that scene, I'm gonna have to end stream anyway. I gotta go eat. I got work in less than 2 hours. Oh god. I don't know if it's gonna show me an ending. I don't wanna, like, cut it off too soon. Please tell me this is the ending scene of chapter 1. We're cutting it close.
Ready to Veni Vidi Vici?
I'm ready to talk to Tessa.
Just try to keep in mind that your memory of her is 10 years out of date.
Mm.
Yeah, well, it wouldn't be if she reached out to me while I was in Fireweed, which she didn't. So I'm guessing this is Michael?
Nope, I'm gonna have to end stream here. It's another playable scene. Okay. Where was my last saved progression? I could only assume it's after that loading screen. Well, if it isn't, oh well. I gotta go. Okay. I'm not logging into Xbox Live. I don't have Xbox. Okay, well, I gotta go. I gotta get off stream. Yeah, I think it's saved. I think I'm good. I think I'm good. Okay, so what do we got? No, nothing. Okay, all right, as usual. Okay, so I'm just gonna get off stream. No raid. I gotta go get food. I have no clue what I'm gonna go eat. We'll see. Alright. Have a good day.